If you wanted your bodies to be fit, fast, flexible and strong, what would you do? Exercise. Go to a gym, get a personal trainer, hang out with your buddies. To get your brains fit, fast, flexible and strong, we're going to do some mental skills training or some reps and sets. The approach that I take, whether I work with a CEO or whether I work with a startup or an elite athlete, we focus more on a skills model rather than deficit. Yeah, I think for a long time in mental health, we focused on what's wrong. So you are all highly optimistic, driven and confident, so I'm going to focus on some of the lower order skills to help you sustain performance. Take a big breath in, put your hands up, and put your hands on your thighs and just look at some of these words. Oh, you might even want to undo the top button. We're going to introduce you to the re-words. You have really bought into Pierre de Coubertin, the Frenchman who in 1908 gave us an Olympic creed, which was Citius, Deltius, Fortius, faster, higher, stronger. But he didn't mention recovery. So we're going to add that to Citius, Deltius, Fortius, and I call it Recoverius. The number one thing I want all of you to do around recovery is put your holidays in next year. Even if you don't know where you're going, just having that mental model makes a huge difference. As you go through multiple performance moments every day, before you go in to the moment, you just refocus. And it's a couple of simple questions like, what does success look like in this next meeting? Who am I meeting with? Where is the market? And just get yourself ready in that meeting before you're there. And when you train this, it literally takes 1 or 2 minutes.
I remember speaking to Chris Murphy. I told Chris, look, I don't know, man, I'm really nervous about this. Chris was the first person that said, well, just, you know the songs. Just walk the gig out in your head. I was very nervous because really the first band I'd ever been in that I wasn't playing guitar, and you can hide behind the guitar. And then my long-term friend Michael Keeney, who was in Leia, the band in Belfast, I phoned him up and he said, look man, you've done the hard yards. You've been singing since you were 15. Just use the same muscles you've always used. Go out there and sing. Once I'm on stage, I realized that, what was I stressing about all day? I'm here. And this is what I've learned, is walking it out. So no matter what the gig is now, whether it's small, big, I make sure I've got all my gear with me, double check packed, so that there's no mistakes. I turn up and I get in quickly into that mode of performance as soon as possible.
There's a fair few people here, huh?
Tim said, I feel comfortable walking down MGM Grand on the 28th of January, but standing in front of 550 bankers, you said your heart rate's gone through the roof. So have you been up the back and redlining a little bit?
No, I'm all right, actually. I'm pretty calm.
But explain for those in the audience who don't understand boxing or know much about it, what's happening on the 28th of January?
I get to fight for all the 4 belts. It's a big opportunity. Probably 8th person in history to do it.
Let's talk about some of the work that we've been doing.
This puzzle, I used to think I was just a little piece in this little puzzle, but now with Andrew, what we've gone through, and just being able to feel that you're in control of your own life and destiny, and be able to control everything that's around you. I feel like I am this puzzle now, and everything is under my control.
What are you going to do to just get your body, your brain ready?
Before any of my fights, I go to the actual event, to the ring, to visualize. I go inside the ring, I feel the ring, go around the ropes, look at the crowd, even though there's no one there, but just feel the moment. And then I go from my dressing room towards the entrance, and I ask him to play my walkout entrance song before all the chaos, before there's 10, 20,000 people. Now for me, when I go in, it's just blank. I don't think about anything. I feel like I don't even have a pulse at times during that day. Just nice and relaxed. And then we get to the arena, and that's when shit goes down.
Tim wasn't sitting up the back making notes on what to say. This is what he does. You can see the parallels with what we've spoken about way before we even met. You can train mental skills. Being calm is a mental skill. Getting yourself in the right state. Music to get yourself up. Connection and having the right team around you. Connection is one of the 12 essential mental skills. And I'm really proud hearing you talk about this, because you're pulling every lever you possibly can to get yourself in the moment. Now we are talking to your CEO, Mr. Matt Common. I don't think a lot of people in the room would know, in fact, probably would have no idea how much you do behind the scenes, physically, psychologically. Because when we all go home, we're just dad, partner. Is there a hierarchy at home? Like, is there a org chart?
I'm way down. Yeah, look, what I do...
How do you transition for home life, and what do you do to down-regulate?
At this time of year, it's always really, really busy. And so I try to sort of like manage and pace myself. I wouldn't train with you at the moment, this time of year, because I'm too fatigued. At the moment, I'm just trying to like maximize recovery. And then I'm in transitioning at home, like it's sometimes well, sometimes not so well. Like I got back from Canberra last night, I was really delayed. Yeah, I didn't transition super well, and I was reminded of that shortly afterwards.
Unsolicited feedback?
Yeah, but it was pretty clear and direct. We have 3 kids, 15, 13, and 7. And there's always something going on, or something's gone badly, or someone's, whatever, in a bad. So if I sort of turn up kind of, grumpy, I bring that with me.
Before you go on stage, before you're interviewed, what goes through your head? Do you breathe? Do you have a run sheet?
I try to, I'll read the night before. Often, huge mistake. I don't like to over prepare the night before. For people who haven't done a lot, and certainly early on, like big public speaking and things, I used to do rehearsals. You want people around you as well, especially at different times. You want people who give you hard feedback, really good on coaching.
When are you normal? There's Matt the banker and Matt the CEO. So what do you do to get out of the suit and the environment and the updates and the org chart?
I feel like I am normal, Andrew. I do have people say to me, "You're not normal." You know that. I totally get it. I've got groups of friends, and of course, in different environments and family, and I'm very conscious of what I'm like around my kids, what I'm like and how I show up, and so I'm always trying to get those things right, because they're the things that I value very highly. And it's all about just sort of trying to work out, what's important. Some of the lessons around, only worrying about the things that you can control. I think about that every day, and I've gotten so much better at it, because you can only, you can manage yourself, your state, the things that you're going to do and say. Everything else around you, you got to let, wash over you. If you can change it, do something about it. If you can't, just let it go.